Hi and welcome. Since you clicked on this, I'm assuming you love pizza. Great news, so do I, and I'm demoing my favorite Neapolitan style pie from start to finish today. No delivery or DiGiorno. Now don't get me wrong, there isn't anything wrong with delivery. Most of the time we all just want a fast, easy dinner. But nothing, nothing beats a fresh pizza with a nice crisp crust and homemade sauce. So, here we go. Now, as you can see, I am using a scale. That is important. Weigh your shit. When you pick up a recipe, make sure it has metric units. You really don't want to use cups. Cups, no, they suck. A cup today will not be the same cup you get tomorrow with flour. It's always different. This recipe calls for type 00 flour. I have my favorite brand. You saw it in the little blue bag. I ran out, so I had to use a different. But that's okay. You could even use just regular all-purpose flour. I would not recommend bread flour. I know some recipes say you can use it instead, but just don't. It doesn't act right. So far, looks like all I've done is put in my dry ingredients. I don't really measure my salt. I just do it to taste. I've made this dough enough times that I know you need a little more than what they say, because you want that crust to be nice and flavorful. Some recipes call for sugar, some don't. Even if they don't, I will always use sugar because I like to feed my yeast. Like, yeast gets hungry, and if it has sugar, it's always happy. Sometimes, if you don't give it its sugar, it doesn't work for you. And nobody likes unhappy yeast. So, once you get all your stuff in the bowl, you just mix it together. Now this one, after I finish right here, get a nice scraggly looking dough, we're going to let it rest for about 30 seconds so the flour can suck up all the moisture of that water before we start messing with it. Mixy, mixy, mix. Mixy, mixy, mix. And yes, you'll notice I have a pretty little stand mixer back there, and I could be using it, but I don't. I just find things work a lot better when you get in there with your hands. You can see it, you can feel it. And with pizza dough, it's all about the feel. Like, you just learn what's the right way. So, we are going to skip ahead just a little bit. Whee! And here we go. We are all ready for kneading. Again, there's me showing my nice pretty little purple mixer. I love it. I need to find a way to use it more. Maybe for bread. Definitely not for pizza. So you see, you get in there and it looks really dry. Really flaky. You think, oh no, I didn't add enough water. You did. Trust me, you did. Once you start working that dough, it's going to get really sticky. So just a kneading and a kneading and a going. Once it starts getting sticky, the best way to keep it from sticking to your hands is just dip your hands in flour. It won't stick to your hands then. So you'll see me patting my hands in the little flour pile a lot. And that's how I keep it from sticking to my hands. So you just go and go and go until it feels right. You don't want to overdo it. As I said, you kind of figure it out by how it feels. You want it to be stretchy and a little elastic, but not too elastic. It's just nice, smooth, and shiny. Wasn't quite ready there. Just keep kneading, just keep kneading. Do, 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 do. Fast forward a bit. But you see now it's starting to stick together. It's starting to get a little elastic. You'll see me pinching it soon. And that's so I can see if I can get a small enough piece stretched out thin enough that light can go through it without it breaking. Just testing how it acts when I try to put it into a nice little ball. Normally only takes about 5 to 8 minutes if you're doing it by hand. A lot less in a mixer, but again, you can really easily overdo it in the mixer. Do do da 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 da. I think we're about getting to the final push of it from the look of this. I took a lot of videos, and also sorry for some of the camera angles. Yep, there's a pinchy pinch. So I'm probably thinking just a little bit more. And you pat the dough. I don't know why, but every time you gotta pat that dough. Smack that little weeble wobble. Then you just oil it up. And I'm going to be putting this in the fridge for about 24 hours to do its thing. You can just leave it at room temperature for about 2 hours for its first proof if you don't have like all day long to want to do things. But I was planning this ahead of time because the longer you let it slow proof in the fridge, the tastier it gets. Fast proof is okay, nothing wrong with it. Do it all the time when I'm like, you know what, I want pizza today. I don't want pizza tomorrow. Let's get this done. But if you have time to plan ahead, go ahead and make this a day early. Let it sit in the fridge. So here we go. It has been in the fridge for a little over a day. And I'm just going to go ahead and start bringing it up to room temp so it can do its second proof. Needs a little help getting out of its container right there. Yep. So just going to beat it down a little bit, snap it into 2 balls. The recipe says it makes 4 pizzas, but we like big pizzas. I don't have a pizza oven, so I do it in a normal oven. So I can get away with big pizzas instead of just the little pizzas. And I mean, come on, everybody likes a big pizza. Another thing that I'm making for this pizza today is fresh sauce. You can't beat fresh sauce. I have tried so many types of pre-made sauces. They'll do in a pinch, but if you're going through all this work to make a pizza, you want a good sauce. So, best tomatoes for this sauce are the San Marzano ones. They come in a can. I know. I'm like, canned tomatoes? Can't I get fresh tomatoes? No, just get the canned stuff. They're good. And then you get in there and you squish them. You really get in there and squish them. I squish instead of using a blender. If you use a blender, first off, boring. But also, it tends to liquefy the tomatoes and you don't want a watery sauce. So, you just squish and squish and squish. And it's fun. It's fun and it's messy, and I feel like we don't get fun and messy enough anymore. Like, we became adults and we stopped, like, squishing around in mud and stuff. I don't know. So, yeah, this is messy, and I'm sure you've noticed my counters are clean. They stay clean. Wash your surfaces, wash your dishes, wash your hands frequently. Making pizza uses a lot of dishes, and you don't want them all stacked up at the end of the day, because you're going to stuff your face with that pizza and then you just want to relax. So, stay on top of your dishes, stay on top of your surfaces, and just have fun with it. So, we're going to skip ahead because you've all seen me squishing tomatoes. It's not that interesting. Now you guys get to make fun of my knife skills. Yeah, as you can tell, I have horrible, horrible, horrible knife skills. I have cut myself on more than one occasion, but no matter how hard I try, I just can't do the quick little shh, 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 shh. And I know I don't need to have my finger on the top of the blade to steady it when I do my cuts, but I do. Squish the garlic. Squishing the garlic makes it really easy just to peel off that papery shell that they have on front of them. And also, any recipe that calls for 1 clove of garlic, you use 3. If it calls for 2 cloves of garlic, use 4 or 5. Like, don't skip on the garlic. So yes, this is just tomatoes, fresh basil, fresh garlic, salt to taste, and olive oil. See that finger? That finger on top of the knife? It's not supposed to be there. We just speed this up a little bit. Now you mix it together, and you'll see a flash of the finished sauce product. Just a flash though, because I was horribly unaware of my camera angles. You live, you learn. Now we get on to the fun part. The actual creation of the pizzas. And yes, see that Gordon Ramsay back there? The autograph picture? My husband got it for me. He's awesome. It's why he gets fresh pizza. Yes. So here, I'm just punching down the dough in the middle, and I'm trying to stretch it out a little bit. Just a little bit. And now you drive the car. It's got a bad suspension, a wobbly steering wheel, but you just gotta drive it. And that stretches out the dough. I cannot do the fancy smancy stuff. I can't throw it in the air and stretch it out all nice and pretty. But starting from the middle, you just kind of spread it out just a little bit. And you can let gravity help you by doing the drive in the car. Stretch it out. Stretch it out. Drive the car. Drive the car. And yes, I sing Drive the Car in my head when I'm doing this. But if you have awesome pizza slinging skills, sling that dough. I don't. So this is the first one. And the first one is never my best stretch. So I always get the first one, and my husband gets the second one. Yeah. So what you want to do is get the middle very, very, very thin, because you don't want a soggy crust. So you get that crust very thin in the middle, so it just flash heats really fast. You do your best not to touch the edges, because you want the edges to be able to get nice and poofy when they cook. Are we about to top? I think we're about to top. Yup. So now I'm going to just speed through this a little bit. Put on that sauce. Don't go too heavy. Put on that cheese. All your toppings. I'm using pepperoni, sausage, and prosciutto. But don't put too many on them. And you'll see little snippets of my dog on the right hand side because you hear the cheese tax. We've all heard of the cheese tax, but he has a pepperoni tax. If I am making pizza, he gets pepperoni, and he knows it. On to the second pizza, much of the same. Stretch, stretch, drive the car, and stretch. But see how much quicker that is? How much more uniform the crust is? The second one is always better. Never fails. Again, you don't want to go too heavy on the cheese, too heavy on the sauce. And I love that sauce. If I could, I would just load up my pizza with that sauce. But you can't. Oh, am I about to pay the pepperoni tax? There we go. So just loading that up, and they are going in the oh, I skipped too far ahead. Oh yeah, pizza night, wine night. They go hand in hand. Slush. And here we go. The pizzas have come out. They are still super hot. And they are looking nice. I could have done an egg wash or put some cheese on the outer crust, but I was nervous recording my first video. Totally forgot. Then, I'll post links below for the dough recipe that I used. I don't really use a recipe for my sauce. And if you like this video, if you want to see more like it, I do make a mean deep dish, a real deep dish, not that crud you get at Old Chicago. Like, I'll make one in a couple months when it gets cold. Deep dish is definitely not warm weather pizza. Almost at the end. Just want a photo that you will see at the very, very end of what it looks like. Oh, nice. Pretty, pretty pizza. And poofy crust that holds its shape despite the toppings. Hope you enjoyed. And check back in later. There might be more pizza videos. I'm looking to start streaming soon. Just got to get my PC built. There'll be games, maybe some art, because I did make this model, rigged it all by myself. So, kind of proud of that. But for now, just recordings. So, have a good one. Peace.